All right, welcome back. Hey, it's the Kane and Ice Show. Got a lot of crazy stuff to talk about, right? Kyrie finally gets traded. McGregor Mayweather play. Um, Lakers get fined for tampering. Uh, gosh, what else is going on in the world? Ezekiel Elliott is trying to fight a suspension. NFL season's about to kick off. College football is kicking off. Just a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. Kane, man, how's it going, brother?
Hey, man, it's going much better this week. Can't complain this week.
Okay.
Get ready for college football, man. See my Canes down in Miami this weekend, baby. I'll see all you guys there. Loving it. See you there this weekend. Kicking it off. Having a good weekend.
Oh, okay. Ready for another middle of the road ACC season. Yes, Miami football. Okay.
I would. This is a family show, so I'm not going to go there.
All right, so why don't we go ahead and put the bet on wax, okay? As you know, I, in my ingenious, all-knowing football ways, have tried to tell you that the South Carolina Gamecocks will win the SEC East this season. Now, I'm not saying the SEC, I'm not saying going college playoff, I'm saying this season, the Gamecocks will win the SEC East. And you are saying that the Miami Hurricanes will win their division. All right, so
Yes.
Why don't we just let the people know what happens once the South Carolina Gamecocks win the SEC East?
Well, hell will freeze over. There'll be a snowball fight. Donald Trump will turn the corner and join the NAACP. A lot of things are going to happen if South Carolina Gamecocks win the SEC. Man, you got to be kidding me, man. Y'all ain't going to beat NC State this weekend, man. So let's just.
Well, all right. Let's back up. NC State's not in the SEC, so that will not count against our record. If we do,
no, but it's going to make you look awfully bad. I'm telling you.
It'll have no bearing on our bet. Okay.
Come on. What's the bet, man?
Okay. So when the Gamecocks win the SEC East, Kane will buy me a ticket to the SEC championship game in Atlanta, Georgia.
That's a safe bet.
Yeah. Well, now this is some guy.
That's like putting $20 on Floyd Mayweather. That was gonna happen. Easy money, baby. Easy.
Right. Betting on the Gamecocks. Easy money. Good point. All right. So
easy way to save money.
Okay. And as much trouble as you give my Gamecocks, if somehow Miami wins their division and gets to the ACC championship game for the first time ever, I will buy Kane ticket to see his sorry Hurricanes play.
Hey, you're going to buy 2 tickets because I want you there too.
I ain't got to worry about this, so sure, no problem.
Hey, man, I got you a Luke Records t-shirt and bandana you can wear there.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna dress you up just like the 2 Live Crew.
I probably would fit right in at a Miami game. What I picture at like these Miami games is like a bunch of old dudes trying to look cool with spray tans, or dudes in the late '80s trying to look like 2 Live Crew.
So in South Carolina, what happens? Y'all ride tractors to the game?
Whatever. We bring limos, helicopters, some high dollar, particularly like for my hometown, we're full of 1%ers. So when we go to South Carolina games,
y'all full of 5%ers. That's what y'all.
And take a helicopter or something like that, so we don't have to deal with the parking.
The only helicopter that's in Union is the police helicopter.
Whatever. No police helicopter. That definitely ain't in the budget. but anyway, all right. So let's get to it. So now I know you like making fun of my Gamecocks, and as ridiculous as you think them when the SEC East sounds, I'll take this moment before we move on to the next subject to remind you that the Gamecocks have won the SEC East more often than Miami Hurricanes have won their division in ACC. I don't even know what.
All right. So if you want to go there, let's count national championships then. I mean, how many do you have?
Let's see. 2, 3.
And what? Baseball and what else?
Women's basketball. Didn't you just see what happened a few months ago? Come on, man.
Oh, we're going to women's basketball now, man. We're digging deep here. I'm telling you, man.
South Carolina sports. We got to stretch. You know, we're talking championships. All right, so you know, when you're talking about stuff that happened before they even got to the ACC. My point is, since being in ACC, they've been a middle of the pack program in the ACC.
We've been working on it. We're working on it. Trust me, we're turning the corner this year. So, right, I'm telling you right now, if you need to save money, because I want to be on the lower level, about 30, 40-yard line on the Miami side. Just to let you know.
All right, let me look at y'all schedule before I talk too much. All right, so where do y'all play Florida State? In Florida State?
Third week of the season.
All right. Who else in your division? Like I don't even know the ACC division.
Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, North Carolina. Those are the major games this year. Then we got Notre Dame coming down again too. So they're coming down from the first time since 1988.
Okay.
So that'll be good.
Convicts versus Catholics again. Okay, I got you.
Yep. Pretty much.
We know which schools are Catholics, so.
I mean, you know, if it's a Catholic priest, they can't blame. They can't jump up and down and say too much.
Good point. All right. Hey, well, you know, hey, like that priest on Power, you know, he part of the game, right? You know. Hey,
I didn't get into this to get in trouble. I'm like, a priest? Come on, dude.
I don't think anybody got into it to get in trouble, right?
Dude, you sell drugs.
All right. So anyway, what else? Big news this week. Kyrie Irving deal finally gets finalized. Celtics had to throw in an extra 20
second round pick.
84 second round pick, you know, or something like it's like well into the future. Some guy who would never make the team anyway.
Maybe.
The Celtics would be pretty good. So you're talking a bottom of the second round. So bottom of the draft pick.
Yeah. I mean, who do you think got the better of that trade? Cleveland or Boston? Who got better?
I got to say Boston got the better of the trade because you got Kyrie, which I think most people would agree that Kyrie is a better player than Isaiah Thomas, right? If nothing alone, just because of physical attributes. Like there's a reason Kyrie was the first pick and Isaiah Thomas was like either the last or close to the last pick. Now, obviously both very talented players, but I think Kyrie, just being a bigger, stronger athlete can sustain a certain level a longer period of time than Isaiah can. And also I think, but Isaiah's hip being bad, you know, you're hoping it heals and gets back to where it should be. But if you were super confident about that, this trade wouldn't have taken so long to finalize, right? So with that said, I have to, you know, I hate the Celtics, but I'd have to say Boston because at the end of the day, they traded some spare parts. Isaiah Thomas, a all-star level player who they obviously weren't planning on giving a max deal to.
I mean, I think that's why they really pull the trigger because they don't want to invest max money in a 5'6" point guard who's a defensive liability.
Right. And so, think about now, you got Gordon Hayward, and now your backcourt is going to be Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving. Right? That's you know, that's a big upgrade.
And then you throw the last couple of draft picks down there, and they just got Tatum too. So I mean, to me, Boston got better in the long run, and this is going to depend a lot on what LeBron does. In the long run, Cleveland might be better for it, but right now, Boston's younger. They're better on paper. But the thing about the East is LeBron can make that difference up on paper right now because they're not that far ahead. It's not like they're facing Golden State, so it can be made up. So it'll be an interesting series though, because I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there now. Boston and Cleveland will probably meet again in the finals, in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it'll be definitely interesting to see Kyrie go up against LeBron.
Yeah, it'll be super interesting. But especially this is how I look at it. Boston was pretty much a one-man show, particularly in crunch time. It was basically just throw Isaiah the ball, let him do his thing. And he did it at a very high level and was very effective. But, being that small, how sustainable is that, right? And so now you have Kyrie, who is a closer type guy you can throw the ball to, let him do his thing. But he can do it without as much effort is Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, a lot of stop, start, herky jerky, a lot of stuff to be able to create space to get his shot off because physically he's so much smaller and weaker than the other guys. Whereas Kyrie can do pretty much the same thing, but in a different fashion. That
and plus, when you're talking about guards, plus Kyrie's probably the best finisher at the rim in the NBA for a point guard. Westbrook, other than Westbrook, nobody else guard wise can finish at the rim like Kyrie can.
Right. Plus, Kyrie's younger than Isaiah Thomas. Kyrie has, I think, 2 more years left on his deal, right?
I want to say it's 2. Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas only has 1 year left on his deal.
Yeah, and so if LeBron bolts, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna stay in Cleveland and carry the torch?
He will if they give him a max deal.
Well, I'm gonna let you right now. They'd be crazy to give him a max deal because I just don't think. I mean, market-wise, yes, he's a max deal player, but skill-wise, he's not a max deal player.
But
I can't say anything when Al Horford's making $30 million a year.
Right.
I mean, what can you say?
And you and I both know with these things, timing is everything, right? So if LeBron bolts, it only strengthens Isaiah's. Let's say Isaiah has another all-star level season, right? He's not going to score 30 because he's playing with LeBron. But let's just say he has another all-star level season and LeBron bolts, then he has the most leverage he'll ever have because
they're gonna be stuck in needing a superstar, and he's right there in front of them.
And you traded Kyrie for him, so you can't just let him walk for nothing. And you've lost in a little bit over a year, you lost LeBron, Kyrie, and the guy you traded Kyrie to get. Like that wouldn't go very well.
Kevin Love is still there.
Okay. At least you didn't say Tristan Thompson, because and what am I saying? Because Tristan wasn't there in the finals, was he? Tristan Kardashian, sorry, didn't mean to disrespect your family.
So disrespectful.
sorry, Tristan, which is a female name anyway. All right, so let's see what else we got going on. Read today, Lakers got fined. Of course, they had a whole accused of being tampering with Paul George. Fined $500,000, which I guess
write the check.
Yeah,
next.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I read that the max could have been like $5 million. They could have gotten fined and could have lost draft picks and could have lost a chance to ever sign George. All those other things they could have lost. So, looking at the big picture, $500,000 doesn't seem that bad. Also, and I'm sure the NBA pretty much slapped him on the hand because this kind of thing is fairly common, from what I understand. It's just normally not reported or complained about to that level. And once things leak to the media, I think they had to do something to say.
Let's be honest. The only reason they pursued it is because it's the Lakers. If it was the New Jersey Nets tampering, they wouldn't have been worried about it.
Right.
If it's the Lakers, or if it would have been, Golden State or the Knicks, Miami Heat, some big name. I mean, of course they're going to make big news out of it. It's the Lakers. That's what I expected to happen. You know,
Yeah.
Jenny, write the check. Magic, write the check. Hey, we're good. Move it on out. Now, it'll be interesting next year, of course, you know, if Paul George does jump ship and doesn't re-sign with OKC and leaves and comes back home and brings Russ with him. Come on. That's
Oh.
with Ball passing it to him.
Man, that would be, because if you got there's that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So let me ask a quick Laker related question. You know, can't seem to let go of the NBA. If it comes down to, all right, and you know, of course I'm speculating and things could change. Paul George may get to Oklahoma City and love it, but I think his heart's in LA. I just saw like an interview with him and they asked him, I think he might have been like something related to the fight or something. I don't know. But anyway, asked him about OKC or whatever. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm in OKC now. But he didn't sound
crazy about it.
Right. He wasn't like, oh yeah, we're gonna make something happen. He was like, I know it was. They asked him about, you know, going to the Lakers. I think it was like an LA based media thing, and he was like, well, you know, I'm in OKC right now. Like that was his answer. Like not like, oh, I'm focused on my situation. We're gonna do something big with Russell Westbrook or no. It was like, I'm in OKC right now. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, let me just throw this out there, generic statement. You know, if you had, let's just make the assumption Paul George is coming as a free agent. If you could get Westbrook or LeBron as the second big name free agent to come with him, which one would you take?
LeBron completes the team.
He's a lot older. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot. I mean, you're talking about winning right now, LeBron. If we're going to take this as a 2 or 3 year project, I'd take Westbrook. But if you're talking about we got, you know, say we draft somebody else and pull another free agent and get this guy and we're right there on the edge. We just need that one piece to push us there. LeBron takes it home. But
well, I would say LeBron because you got Ball. You know, you got Ball to run that point. And I mean, obviously Westbrook could easily be a off guard because, you know, he's, you know, sort of ball dominant anyway.
Yep.
But I would think with Lonzo. With Lonzo and LeBron, you would have a lot of good ball movement, which would create easy shots for other guys, you know?
It better.
Yeah. And also, if you have LeBron, it means you never have to play against LeBron, you know, because kind of, I mean, I know, you know, obviously recent final results, you know, notwithstanding, you know, beating LeBron 4 out of 7 normally is going to be very difficult, you know, unless you have one of the greatest teams ever assembled, like the Warriors.
Like the boys right up the street there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Elsa's Fashion Files. Today we have a very interesting case. We have Mr. Draymond Green over here. He may be a good defender, but not so good at dressing himself. So let's take a look. Okay, so first he has a blazer and shorts on. Since when was that a thing? Is he worried that when he's on the red carpet a basketball game will break out or something? And then he's got that blue pop of color, which really does not work with that tie. And then he's got his slippers, which look like they have like skulls on them. So either he got them from his grandma's closet or he got them at a pirate ship. You know, Halloween's just around the corner. Yeah, not so sure what's going on there with those slippers, bud.
Hey, when are we going to talk about Cam Newton?
What? I'm sorry, but Cam has impeccable taste. Thank you for watching Elsa's Fashion Files, and next week we will be talking about Kane, so watch out. Thank you so much again for watching Elsa's Fashion Files. Bye!
All right, we're back. As you can see, we have a special guest all the way from north of the border. You've seen him on here before. My man, Rory Mitchell of the Mitchell Report on iTunes, on SoundCloud. Make sure you check out the Mitchell Report. Subscribe to it. Great show. The latest episode had a real eye-opening, revolutionary type thinker on that episode. So I highly recommend the show, particularly the latest episode. But anyway, Rory, man, how things going up in the great north?
It's going. It's fall's here. It's hoodie season, hoodie and sweatpants, a little bit of breeze, I know you guys have a different type of weather climate over there, so you guys are probably experiencing some hotter than usual, weather changes and whatnot. So how it is.
You might as well be on the other side of the planet, brother. I'm telling you, man.
Wait a minute, what is that supposed to mean, though? Like,
well, he lives in Florida, so they're basically the polar opposite of Canada. What he's trying to say.
So he likes all the what do you call it? All the rain and all that other good stuff too. So I don't understand what.
Just put it this way: I didn't run the heat the whole winter. The air conditioning was on the whole winter.
That's crazy.
I hear you. Okay.
That's crazy. And I live in North Carolina, and that's crazy. But
yeah, so you know what winter is then. You at least see some snow.
Well, speaking of heat, all right. Now we know, Rory, you went to Vegas, which is obviously very hot place physically, and this past weekend a hot place in the sports world, as you had the Big Three finale, and there was this little theatrical event. Gosh, these two little dudes.
He's so disrespectful, man.
Gosh,
he's disrespectful. He's very disrespectful.
Help me out, Kane. What are those two little dudes you keep going on about that you want?
We had McGregor and Mayweather.
McGregor and Mayweather. Okay. And what do they do again? I'm
Eric, they had a fight. Just tell the world why you anticipating it for. Come on now. That's why we are here.
Okay. All right. A fight.
Such a hater, man. I'm telling you, man.
When we say fight, was this like pity pat? I mean, they both kind of tiny,
I'll tell you something, man.
They both look hungry.
Come on, I mean, seriously? I mean, you outweigh about 20 pounds, and you act like you're a heavyweight. Come on, man.
I got a good 30 on both of them cats, but
Connor walks around at like close to 190. So I don't know if Eric is cracking that.
He's almost in my area. Yeah. So he might be able to give me a decent match.
Yeah,
I would think so.
You guys are wild. Yeah, this fight, let me tell you something. The atmosphere, the crowd is wild. The Irish community travels in packs.
Really?
Now, I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch the 4-part when they went from where'd they go? They went from Toronto to Madison Square to England,
LA,
and then LA, right? The Toronto, the kickoff part of it was inside my backyard in Toronto, Molson Amphitheater. That crowd that you guys saw on YouTube or you watched live was the exact same crowd that was in Vegas. It was crazy. I'm telling you, crazy. Chanting everywhere you go, just chanting the flags all over the place. Connor this, Connor that, Connor this, Connor that. It's crazy. The atmosphere was wild. But you know what? Shout outs to a special friend of mine. He hooked up the passes to get there and whatnot. So, shout outs to Joseph Pasek.
Good job, Joe. Good job on making that happen.
Yes.
So, all right.
Let's talk about the fight, though.
All right. So Joe hooked you up with the tickets to the Broadway show.
Yes.
Right,
why is he laughing, though?
All right. So you two talk about the fight. I'm gonna take a nap because.
All right. So, Kane, let me ask you a question.
I didn't watch it. So,
Kane, who are you going for in the fight?
I wasn't going for anybody. I was kind of really neutral. I mean, I just wanted a good fight, and I really wanted somebody to get knocked out. That was my thing. I wanted to see somebody physically on their back, whether it was Mayweather or McGregor. I really didn't care. I just wanted somebody on their back, staring up at the sky, looking.
So here's the thing. That wasn't going to happen. that wasn't gonna happen, right?
Could have.
Mayweather has no
wasn't in the
power in his
script.
hands.
That wasn't
No,
in
what do
the
you mean script? Scripted? What? It wasn't scripted.
Hey, this ain't wrestling.
Oh,
boy.
this is a bigger, at least wrestling there front. I mean, like this. Let
me tell you something, okay? I'm gonna put this out here. The fight was good. It was entertaining. Hats off to Conor McGregor. A lot of people are still disrespecting Conor. They're like, how is an MMA fighter, a skilled striker, supposed to stand in a boxing ring when you hit the man, 111 times, right? Hard to believe. Created the mass amount of points, point system that you can see from, Manny Pacquiao and whatnot. But I don't know. Kane says he was neutral, so he said he wanted to see a knockout. Both of those guys are not going to knock each other out. 4-ounce gloves? Yes, that happens. Facts. That would have happened with 4-ounce gloves if Conor would have touched his chin. But then you got to think. You got to put all the factors of the hand wraps. You got to put all those factors into the mix and whatnot. But overall, the fight was good. I watched it live, but then I also watched it from a different perspective.
200 pounds, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I really thought the fight was, a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was kind of leaning towards this dork over here that it might be a little schemy or a little exhibition fight. But Conor really impressed me, especially when he was fresh the first, 6 rounds or so. He was kind of impressive, really. He kept Floyd at bay with that reach. Kept Floyd off. And, Floyd flipped it around about middle of the fight there, around the 5th or 6th round, and started actually coming at him like he said he was. And to me, that's why Floyd took so many hits, because Floyd usually doesn't fight like that. Floyd usually is a defensive fighter, sits back, counter punches, and doesn't get hit that much. So he came forward, and Conor tagged him a few times.
So to piggyback off of what you're saying, when Mayweather's walking forward, I wish if Conor had the more skill set, we could have seen Conor take a step back, hit the jab, hit him with a couple uppercuts. Because if you look at a lot of times, why was Floyd's head always down, 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 down? We've never seen Floyd fight like that. I didn't see the shoulder roll once in the whole entire fight. Once.
No, like I said, it was a total, just not a Mayweather fight. He did nothing he usually does in a fight. He turned his back when Conor would come in. And I think he was messing with Conor because he knows Conor a couple of times, when Conor went to clinch, he went around the back like he was about to put him in a chokehold or something like that.
Exactly, right?
It's like when you're nervous or you're unfamiliar, you revert back to what you know, what you grew up with, or what you
scripted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wasn't Eric, how was the fight scripted? You need to give me how it was scripted.
Okay.
You're gonna turn this and Skip versus like Stephen A in a second here.
Okay. All right. Let me break it down. All right. First off, like you said, Mayweather did stuff you never see him do. So right there it tells you he ain't worried about getting knocked out. He coming forward, right? Okay, you turn your back on him, all this crazy stuff. That's just a spot. Like you use a wrestling term, it's a planned spot to pop the crowd. Okay. And think about it this way. This proves that Mayweather is a freaking genius. Okay. He came out of retirement to fight the perfect opponent for him, somebody who could actually out-talk him, bring an entire nation, to the fight, to the pay-per-views, right? Somebody who he physically couldn't beat him, but could use the money. And he made him look good enough that if Floyd ever owes the IRS more money and needs to come out of retirement, they could do this again, and people would buy that mess a second time. It's genius. Oh my God, it's so genius.
It's genius, but it's speculation also too. I don't think the fight was real.
Okay. What is the one thing both of you said? Seen Floyd do stuff he never does.
That's because he was fighting a fighter he never had fought before.
There you go.
Okay. What did Floyd do to prepare for the fight? He announced that he's going to be at a strip club for the whole week leading up to the fight. He didn't take it seriously because it was already scripted. He already knew what was going to happen. You know what I mean? You
No,
don't
he
think
was just confident in his ability to beat Conor, somebody who wasn't skilled in boxing like he's skilled.
Okay, all right. So let me put this into let's put this in two different lanes. If it was a street fight, who wins?
Conor.
I mean, you gotta be Conor because he can grab him and put him in some kind of hold, like that.
When's the last time we've seen Conor put somebody into a hold?
Well, he's a stand-up and strike guy in the UFC. He's
There
not
you
a
go.
But
There you go.
Mayweather's not built to defend against holds. He doesn't train for that. Just like
Did you say holes or hose? Did you say holes or hose?
Well, we know his history with women. I was trying to say holds is in like
okay.
wrestling.
Just wanted to make it clear, man. I just wanted to be clear.
Holds, I know you said you want to see somebody get knocked out. Probably had to go home with Floyd to see that, but
Okay, here's my other question. What would happen if they fought in the UFC?
Oh, that's hands down. That's not a contest there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it would have to be Conor. I mean, the same reasons we thought McGregor didn't have a chance, we would say Mayweather didn't have a chance, I mean, what would happen if Mayweather played LeBron one-on-one? Who's going to win, right?
Well, true. So what I'm saying is Conor with, I think, more training probably beats Mayweather. Straight up.
That's what Mayweather wants you to think. So if he has to fight him again because he needs some cash, people will buy it.
A lot of people bought it, man. So I mean, like Ice was right. Ice is right on that. I mean, it was the perfect opponent. It was the perfect time. Like I said, he found somebody who can talk jump better than he can. I mean, and like you said, he brought a whole nation. Matter of fact, he cut America in half. Just
true,
about.
True,
I mean, to be honest, Black America was like, okay, let's stand with Floyd this one time. Even I know people who don't even like Floyd were like pulling for him that night.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So he really kind of cut the
Black
country.
America, keep in mind that Floyd is a Trump person, so y'all,
Wait a minute, is he really though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when you get in that tax bracket, you don't see black, you see green. I don't know.
That's true. That is true. That is true. That is true. That is true.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
He obviously he knew about this whole IRS thing, so it might have been like, hey, Trump, I'm cool with you, can you get them off my back, I'll get y'all that money when I get a chance, let me take care of this little wrestling match I got going. I mean,
oh really?
Broadway play we got going in Vegas, one night stand, yeah. All right, let's ask this. All right, I know both you guys follow UFC. I know both of you follow boxing. All right, so obviously Floyd most likely is retired.
Speculation.
Where's McGregor go?
He looked a little slow and he looked a little old at times too, so he really needs to too.
Well,
so
partying all that at strip club will do that, But anyway,
here's my thing. If Floyd does come out of retirement to say potentially fight the winner of this upcoming fight between Canelo and Triple G,
he might fight him in 5 years when they've aged out.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
There's no way I see him the way he fought this past weekend fight somebody like Canelo or Triple G.
He could probably, it would be a decent close match with Canelo. Triple G would knock his head straight into the stand. I mean, Triple G's gonna win in a couple of weeks anyway. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So where does McGregor go from here?
Nate Diaz 3. He fights Nate Diaz. He fights Nate Diaz again. Probably. Yeah, he'll fight Nate Diaz in the trilogy at his weight class, right? Which would be what, 150, 155.
But how do you go from making 100-something million to making like 3 or 4?
Well, hopefully he saved some of it so he'll be all right.
Oh, I get that. But what I'm saying is like just the motivation to train or do whatever.
I mean, you're still a fighter. I mean, your career's still on the line.
The thing is
young, so
the thing is the Diaz fight's gonna bring a lot of money. buy rates. It's not going to bring what boxing brings in, but it's going to bring just enough, right? Fans are going to want to see it. It's going to, like I said, it's going to be at 150, 155. And that's probably the most logistic fight that happens maybe at the end of the year, right? But again, it's all speculation.
I'm thinking the UFC is going to have to, if they want McGregor back, they're going to have to give him some kind of unprecedented deal. I mean, you could just go from that kind of cash to.
I mean, he's already the cash cow of the league anyway. I mean, so.
Yeah.
I mean, how much more can he increase, in UFC until they get some more popularity and get some more money behind it? I mean, I don't think it'll ever get to the point where, where you're getting $200 million, even the top guys, to fight, a boxing match like boxing is. It's just too much history and money in boxing. But
the prestige effect. It's prestige, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's really nobody else to fight. I mean, he beat Alvarez last time. That wasn't really a great match. Aldo's too old. There's really nobody else in his weight class right now. Tony
Ferguson.
He'd have to move up.
Tony Ferguson.
Well, he could. All right. He could just keep doing what he's doing and just take on people in their sport. Michael Phelps raced a shark. Maybe
Stop. Michael Phelps is funny. That's how they
can fight a lion or something. They could do it in Rome and like a gladiator or something like that. Maybe he could race Usain Bolt. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Maybe he can fight. Maybe he can fight Brock Lesnar. WrestleMania. What?
Well, John Jones got that spot because UFC is gonna kick him out.
Yeah.
He's like
a lot of people think he's being set up right now too, eh?
Yeah, set up by his dealer.
Right.
Set up by what?
Set up by his dealer.
All right, so Rory, why don't we tell everybody where they can find you on Twitter and Instagram?
Well, you already know the Twitter handle, Rory EGN, and the Instagram is real easy, but it's confusing. RE3684. So basically, those are all my numbers for my first name, my middle initial, and my birth year and my birth date. So yeah.
Okay. So basically, somebody already had your screen name when you went to sign up.
You see, Kane, you're playing right now. I'll wait till you come on the podcast, man. I got something for you. Don't worry. So bring the same energy.
I want everybody right now to go download. Not download. Go follow Rory. Go subscribe on iTunes to the Mitchell Report. All right. Rory Mitchell.
Unleashed. Mitchell Report Unleashed. Yeah.
Mitchell Report Unleashed. Sorry.
Yep.
And make sure you check out the latest show. Leave some comments. And anyway, we appreciate you coming on, brother. Tell us about the fight.
Always.
Tell us about the atmosphere. We know what happens in Vegas. Stays in Vegas.
Yep.
We're not going to ask you any more details. We'll ask you offline. But anyway,
yes.
Shout outs to Joe for hooking that up. Appreciate you coming on and enlightening us. And I'm glad you appreciate good theater, good play, like the Mayweather McGregor thing. Anyway. All right, guys. So, like I said, make sure you check out Rory. Make sure you hit that subscribe button here and give us a thumbs up. Leave some comments. Leave some questions for Rory. He'll circle back and answer those. All right. So, anyway, hey, we out. Till next week, y'all. And, hey, make sure you check out the Power episode that we have coming for you this week. All right.